Okay, so let's start with FODMate and see who um, has any questions about that. It's one of our newest products. It's a very potent enzyme, and we're getting some rave reviews about that. So first, let me ask, have you heard about it? Have you tried it? And do you have specific questions before I launch into what I've heard about it, how it's performing?
I've heard about it, but I haven't tried it.
Okay.
Me too. I don't have any low FODMAP people, but it sounds like it could be really beneficial for somebody who needs it.
Yes. And it has been positioned and is being advertised to use along with the FODMate, but there's plenty of questions coming in about what if you're not on a FODMAP diet? What if you just have an issue with one particular food? And can you use it PRN or as needed? And what are some of the results that people have seen early on in this launch? So to start with the beginning question, yes, you can use it for the one-off issues that someone might be having with foods. For instance, individuals, that cannot digest beans. That's a well-known oligosaccharide that a lot of people have problems with. That's why everyone pretty much has heard of the enzyme BINO. And this is much more potent than BINO. It has a much broader spectrum, but it shuts down that gas, bloating, and cramping side effect of what people experience when they do not digest beans well. A personal issue that I tried the product with, for whatever reason, I could no longer eat black cherries, fresh, canned, or frozen. And it could be because I might have overeaten black cherries. Because I love black cherries, I like to can them and drink the juice. That's my favorite juice. And so about 2 years ago, all of a sudden, no way, Jose, it was not happening. And so I would try it off and on just to confirm, that I cannot eat them. So that was my test. As soon as I got the FODMate in the mail, I took a cup of frozen black cherries. I took one bite of the cherry, took one capsule, and then consumed the entire cup, and voila, no side effect. It was amazing. So that happened to me personally, so I can attest to that. There was another rep that reported, no, this was on a podcast. This was over a live national broadcast where a practitioner did the same thing, but she did it with a dairy product and had not been able to consume dairy all her life. She had never been able to, and I'm not sure exactly what she consumed, if it was a yogurt or a glass of milk or a piece of cheese, but same thing. Took a bite, took the FODMate, consumed whatever the serving was, and no reaction. So the reports are coming in. It seems to be letting Kevin in. He's in the waiting, and Dr. Kevin's in the waiting room. So it does work for all of these one-offs as well. So we can only imagine that those individuals that have a combination of foods that prevent them from continuing the FODMate or really any FODMAP diet, or limiting their diet so drastically that they're limiting their diversity of bacteria. So the idea is to increase the spectrum of foods so that you can increase your spectrum of diversity in your gut. So I think this enzyme is going to be very beneficial for doing that, because once you've broken down those foods into smaller carbohydrates, the bacteria no longer have access to them. So they are preferential for specifically the complex oligosaccharides, the disaccharides, and there is one monosaccharide, primarily, the isomerase that's working on the fructose. So, any questions about? And Dr. Kev, you joined us. We were just discussing some questions about FODMate and testimonials that have been coming in from the field, and a different positioning of it other than just using it for the FODMAP diet, but using it for as needed for difficult foods. Did you have anything you wanted to add? I don't know if you've tried it yet.
I have not been able to try it yet. The sample one has not come, and I'm just about to order my own batch.
Okay, super, super. Now another product that was very popular, and just to give kind of a final explanation on what happened and where it's at and what to do instead, is the MegaMycoBalance. That the undecanoic acid was leaking through the soft gels, and we tried to get it reformulated. This latest manufacturer said it's going to probably be a year before they have a finished product. So what we're offering is some guidance on how to use some of the other products for Candida, and I can send you those recommendations. I was going to just kind of read them off. Many of us discovered that the Restore Flora is very helpful because it has Saccharomyces boulardii in it, and the spores as well have a competitive exclusion effect to outcompete Candida. And I've already experienced one practitioner who started having some Herxheimer and die-off reactions from just using the Restore Flora. So adding the Mega IgG 2000 is a good idea just to neutralize those exotoxins. Sorry, I'm searching for that protocol. I sent it out to my reps earlier today. There it is. Okay. And so we talked about the Restore Flora, the IgG 2000, and then MegaGuard is helpful because a lot of times you'll get a yeast overgrowth because the individual has slow motility or constipation, and that creates an environment that is ripe for Candida to grow. So making sure, MegaGuard helps because of the ginger and helping with the motility and the kinetics. And then the Globe Artichoke is helping with the bile flow, which also has a kinetic effect and helps with the diversity of, it has an antimicrobial effect in the upper intestinal tract to help with overgrowth of a lot of different microbes, including Candida. And then if you need to go to more of a fungicide type of product, the biocidin products. Now, I don't know the biocidin line that well. Does anybody know if they have a specific herb blend for yeast and Candida?
The product itself was designed to kill a lot of things,
Mhm. Yeah, I
and
thought that
the
it's,
herb. I have to look at my thing.
yeah, I think it's a broad spectrum. I
It's
wanted to
broad
just,
spectrum,
okay.
but people have had a lot of success taking care of the candida with that product.
Super.
In fact, the liposomal form is recommended for when you want to get into the cell in case the candida's deeper into the cells.
Super. Yeah, and that's, for those who've worked a lot with yeast, uh, will know that this organism has, ability to go very deep into tissue and cells. It forms, um, what's the word I'm looking for? When it hibernates and encapsulizes. We've talked about it before, Sheila.
Biofilms?
Biofilms. Thank you very much. What one of the spark plugs in my brain is not firing properly, so I had to call a friend. Okay, so I'm looking at their line here because in it, they have it in the capsule, they have it in the tinctures. Oh, here it is. The olive leaf combination, that might be in addition to the herbal combination. Let me see if I can see. They're recommending that. Well, they're saying support a clearance of toxins, so that would be an herbal option to add to the IgG 2000. Because again, you have to remember the die-off, Herxheimer, however you want to call it, is usually an aspect of dealing with Candida exotoxins. Okay. Any other questions on the absence of the MegaMycoBalance or the use of some of these other products for yeast? Okay. Moving.
I have a sort of random one.
Okay. Go ahead.
If someone were to take the megaquinone, would that feed the microbiome as well as your own cells? And if you had an overgrowth of, say, candida, and you were to take something like the megaquinone, would it feed that?
You know, Candida is so, sugar hungry. That's the primary thing to be concerned with of feeding it there. I'm not sure there's a real good answer to that question as far as what we know about the microbiome and how it can sequester or deliver metabolites from the other bacteria. So I'm going to have to put a pause on that and get back to you, because my gut feeling is, pun intended, that these organisms are really smart about sequestering key energy nutrients like menaquinone from pathogens. So, can I prove that? No, but that's typically how they marshal their resources. So, but I would have to think about that, mull it around a bit to see if there's any documentation to support that theory.
Okay, so here's why I bring that up. Whenever I would take that, when I was really, really bad, I would actually get worse. I would stop taking it and then it would be fine. Yes, there was a lot of different other variables, but I played around with it a lot. And that's one of the things that I noticed.
Okay. No. I think what we should do with that, Dr. Kev, is write it up as a case. And I think this is important to kind of bring that out as well. When there are technical questions, you know, I have the ability to file cases in order to, you know, bring in some other departments. And I'm sorry, I'm somebody's trying to contact me here. So there we go. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to be in another Zoom at this point. So one of my reps in Austin is asking where I'm at. So I'm hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to cut this Q&A short and defer you for next week. My plan was to present the BiomeFX 3.0. So I'll tantalize you with that we are adding more new modules to the BiomeFX test. And next week I will plan to go over those. Is that cool with everybody? Do you forgive me?
Absolutely. Thank you, Tracy.
Yes,
You're
very
welcome.
much. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, please have a great rest of your day.
Yes, that sounds good.
Thank you so much. And we will see you next week. And I will get this link mess sorted out as well. So take care. Peace and light to you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.